Coming through this little closet, old pantry. This is doing pretty good. It doesn't seem to be leaking much at all. Next, doing well. This closet, same thing with the window, getting a storm window or something to help seal, but otherwise this closet is in pretty good shape. Okay, coming around to a small office in the front of the building. This door is leaking both at the threshold and it needs weather stripping. This panel above the panel here, not exactly sure where because it's pretty tight, but up there's some leaking and it might be right here in this corner. Coming into the room, once again the air conditioning unit needs to be removed and it's leaking pretty badly, and the windows also, they have storm windows, but of course they're both open, and otherwise this room's looking pretty good. Okay, so just finishing up here, we have this last office, which is the office of
Bethany Chris. Hi.
Hi. So this is the lovely Miss
Bethany Chris, the executive director for the Peace Tax Fund.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so in her office there is a leaking little closet here. I think most of the air seems to be coming from this corner over here, and this can be sealed pretty easily. Once again, of course, the windows are leaking, but otherwise this office is looking pretty good. Coming around here to the bathroom. This window is leaking fairly badly, and these penetrations here are also leaking. Coming around to this room, which is...
You picked up some
these
paper, right?
penetrations here are leaking. I'm not sure why this is different from the other rooms where the penetrations are not leaking, but this seems to be hooked up with something. So this is the kitchen of the apartment, and it's in pretty good shape. The windows are leaking like the others in the other building, and otherwise in this room it's good. Going to the second room, the radiators leak here, and if you see these penetrations going through the floor, they all leak slightly, and the baseboards here leak. This is slightly different from the other building where the floor seemed to be, inside of the floor seemed to be inside of the building. Here the inside of the floor is hooked to the outside of the building, possibly through the attic. So coming through, this window is also leaking. Everything else looks good in this bathroom. This penetration is leaking. This is the radiator underneath the AC unit. This is actually leaking water. You can feel moisture here and that there's been some damage to the wood. It's a very small leak, but still it should be repaired. AC units in this hallway, I think there's two of them. These of course are both leaking, and you can feel, actually you can see the air gap there. And this really, significantly impacts the comfort of anybody on this floor. Coming to the last room, this hatch up here is leaking, and once again the radiator is leaking. There's a pretty big hole there, and the window. Coming over here to the door needs to be weather stripped, and also a sweep or a threshold needs to be installed. And once again, the baseboard here. And this is easily sealed with clear cork, just around the perimeter of each room. So that was infrared photo 288, and it's showing this crack at the in the apartment, second floor at the top of the stairs. So this is the closet up on the third floor, the attic room, and as you can see there's some water damage here. This is the infrared image 295. So these are T12 lights. They're not very efficient, not only because of the voltage or the watts of the bulbs, but also the ballast consumes 3 watts. So changing these out to T8s would save some money. So this is the attic. As you can see, there's about 2 inches of insulation on the floor here. That's completely insufficient. You need about 16 inches, just to give you an idea of how inadequately insulated this area is. This is the insulation that goes above the meeting room. So that's about 8 inches of R3, which is, probably about an R24. And if you could remove that and foam it, and you would get, of course, a much higher number, or you could just live with what you've got. This wall could be better insulated here, and just traveling down, you can see there's pipes here. They're coming up through the floor. Places like this, it's open. I would seal these locations. You see more of the insulation. Up here, you've got a space that goes around. There you go. And the wall there, the knee walls, if I can get over there. These knee walls are not insulated at all. There's the knee wall. So they should be insulated, and going along the building, they should be insulated all the way down. And traveling over here, you see these radiator pipes should also have insulation. This is probably asbestos right there, which is not a big deal. And then you've got this space up here. And as you can see, these walls should get insulated, and there should be insulation on this floor down here. And that's on both sides of those rooms. This is the elevator shaft, and this is probably the biggest leak in the building. So this should be shut from either the bottom or the top, because it's feeding a lot of cold air in. And so this is the attic above the school area. As you can see, just a little bit more insulation. It looks like it's around, well, about 2 inches. It's an R6. This is probably the biggest opportunity here for saving money. And you turn around, you can look all the way down on top of the school, the classrooms. There's just not enough insulation. And there's a little cupboard, and there's some more storm windows here. Could be used on places where they're missing.